Hey everybody, here we have an Object 140 replay on Erlenberg. Ended up in a pretty decent match, quite a few good players on both teams, which is surprising considering the hour I was playing this on NA West. I've ended up with the north spawn, so as usual I'm going to be heading anti-clockwise as soon as I can get around this M103. Team sends a couple of scouts out to the 0 line, which is a pretty decent idea. It looks like we're leaving it otherwise open. That can work. Usually a couple of tanks that'll actually fight will go there just to hold it. If you can delay it without losing people, it's a good idea, but there's not really any desperate need to send people across it because it's much easier to just prevent them from crossing the bridge. And then you don't risk losing tanks out unsupported. 140's armor's holding up pretty well from here, which is more than I can say for this 430. He's put himself in a very, very bad position. And he pays for it. Pop up to see if I can get shots on anything else. There's a Type 61 there. Unfortunately for me, he's able to go around to the side before I can even get an outline on him. I do start looking for shots here. But the rest of our team is still advancing, so I've got to wait for them to catch up. One of our lights has spotted a couple of mediums heading down the opposite flank with batch at T62. And here I take a couple of hits that I really shouldn't have taken. But I am bouncing a fair few shots as well. That Type 61's having trouble getting through me. And my teammates are now on his face. Still looking for shots here. Managed to make a cupola snipe from that distance, which was pretty nice. And then I look for a shot on the 907. Unfortunately, I missed that. Now, I want to drive straight into these guys' guns, so I move down the outside. It is a bit risky if there's something off to my left, but I appear to be able to get away with it, and in any case, it gives me more room to maneuver, and less guns pointing at me than if I just driven straight into them. Tiger 2 deals with the 45 O2A, and I managed to take the 75 down without too many dramas. Tiger 2 then takes out T32 before I can get a shot of my own in. That's okay, because there's plenty of hit points left in this tortoise, and there's still 9% as well. Tortoise is pretty much doomed. He's got a bat chat right behind him, so I go for one more shot. He's dead, and now the 907 just needs to be dealt with. He's behind a slight berm, so I have to drive right up over it to get a shot. And down he goes, as the enemy 1375 drowns himself. To be honest, I probably would too if I was on that team, and they just got completely face-rolled. Actually, I totally would. I was certified. But, you know, it just kind of fell apart for them there. If you get a hard enough push coming down the west side of the map from that north spawn, you can pretty much take control of it. Although the enemy do control the east side, there's nothing they can do with it now because they've lost more than half of their tanks, and if they want to do anything to us, they have to push across the river, which is not going to work when we have a numerical advantage, and we hide around the castle. Not being one to sit around and wait for them to come to me, at least not when I'm playing this thing, I dart across the river, get in the cover of this low ground here, so that the JPE doesn't nail me, and start looking for ways to maneuver in on the T62 without exposing myself too badly. making use of the extra degree of gun depression that the Object 140 gets here. It's still not fantastic at fighting on hills, but it's a little bit better at it than the other Soviet units. And you have to work with what you've got. Turret bounces a shot there from the T-62 as I put another into him. The T-71's peeing shells off me here. And then I take a big hit. I think that was a HE shell from the JP-100. I'm not sure why he'd be firing HE. There's literally no reason to fire HE from that thing, but he was, and it just cost him a kill. That would have been a definite kill had that been an AP or heat round. I can't remember if it gets heat or APC on, but anyway, if it was anything but HE, it would have killed me one shot. He's now pretty much helpless, surrounded by mediums and lights, and so I do move in for a shot here. That was hopelessly aimed, that would never have got through. And so the Object 140 shows that it's still a pretty solid tank with a pretty solid turret, although the T-62's is still better. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. As ever, I'll catch you on the next one.